Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the video. Firstly, it's so weird looking at the camera, like just looking at yourself in the camera is just so strange. Like I feel like looking left and right or wherever, but just staring directly at the camera is just so odd. So I've been programming for a year and a half, so then a year and a half, something like that. I said to myself that once it gets to this point of me programming, I'd make a video just talking about how my journey is and what I've learned and what could be valuable to someone else or somebody. What would be valuable to me if I was watching a video? I don't even know how I explain it.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Does that even make sense? I'm telling my past self what I'll do now after a year. I wanted to just make a video to show you guys what I've learned anyway. Let me quick story. I'm not going to tell the full backstory. I'm not Batman. I was a games artist making games for mobiles and PC and stuff like that, and I went on YouTube, typed in a bunch of stuff, and here I am a year later. Fast forward. The full story of how I got into programming is actually interesting. I'll probably make that in a different video because I don't want to put it here, it's too long. This list isn't even going to be in order of importance because you know how it is. I don't think one thing is more important than the other. It's just a list. The first thing that I would say to my past self is that don't spend too much money at the beginning. Whatever computer you've got, whatever laptop you have, whatever, if you can go to the library and borrow a book. This ain't even me being cheap. I'm not being cheap right now. I'm just saying, you don't need to spend a large amount of money on learning how to program. You really don't. You don't, because you just don't need to do that. You can, whatever you got, if you can go to the library, borrow a book, if you can go on YouTube and watch some videos, go on Free Code Camp, whatever language that you want to learn, there'll be someone out there on YouTube or Udemy for like £10, which was that, like $8 or something, or $10 that you can find, and it will be much more valuable than spending a heap of money on a course by someone just to grab your money. So don't spend loads of money at the beginning. Number two, so what you want to do at the beginning, right, is just learn the fundamentals of the language, right? So just learn the fundamentals well, and then don't be doing all these, in my opinion, don't be doing all these weather apps or I don't know, a calculator or something like that, or you know what I mean. What you want to do is you want to find a problem that you have in your life or something that you want to solve, and then you make a project around that. The reason why I say this is because specifically for me, I've gone through the route of making a weather app and making a calculator app or stuff like that, but the issue with those things are you don't care about them. It doesn't matter. You can put it in your portfolio, but everybody else has already got like a calculator app or whatever app. Yeah, you don't want to go that route. What you want to do is create something for yourself. If you're trying to program for games, make a tiny, in games we call it like a tiny slice of a game, right? Games development is like a vertical slice of a game, right? So not the full thing, but something that you care about. Whatever you like, make a game about that, or make a tiny part of that game about that. Whatever problem you have in your life, say for example for me, right, when I was thinking about what project to do, I sell shirts, as you can see in the back, on Etsy in my spare time. So I created an app that allows me to view revenue of other shops and other stuff like that, and export CSVs for my shop for Etsy. So I was programming and learning how to program, but I was also making something that would benefit me at the end, because it's so important. Because I feel like that's the way where you don't give up, is when you make something that you actually care about. So always make something that you care about. Make the project based on something that you care about. Another thing is, it's gonna be hard, right? For me, I'm not a programming genius. I came from art. My brain is programmed to think in an artistic way. I'm just more creative. But the more that's why I thought programming was going to be difficult, and it is difficult. But the thing I came to realize is programming is actually very creative, because you're thinking dynamically, you're thinking in an abstract way. You can use that, so it doesn't really matter if you're a person who's more artistic. I think everybody can program. Programming is like a skill. Programming is like learning how to do maths. There's rules to it, right? Programming has set rules, right? So you know that if you follow the rules of the program, you're going to be able to make something, right? You just have to learn the fundamentals, learn the ABCs of programming, then apply those to whatever project that you're making. It doesn't change the fact that programming is going to be hard, but you just have to push through and continue with it. Okay, another thing is, in my opinion, is experimenting on the way you learn. There's loads of different ways that people learn. People like reading books. Like for me, I like reading books. This is iOS 13 book for iOS development. But I like reading books and supplementing that with tutorials, because like video tutorials. So if you like video tutorials, you should experiment with everything. Buy a book or borrow a book from the library, watch some videos, and then apply that, because the best thing that where you actually learn is by applying that knowledge. Again, with projects, apply that knowledge with projects, but experiment on the way you learn, whether it's audio. I'm not even sure if there's really any audio tutorials for, I don't know, I've never heard of that one, but video and books and applying that knowledge. So just experiment. For me, I like watching video tutorials and I like reading books on how to do stuff. So you might like one more than the other, or you might find something else that works for you. So you gotta experiment to see which method works for you and is going to be best for you. This is something that I had a problem with, and that is trying to learn everything at the beginning. You can't know everything. There's so many intricacies to programming. Like there's so many different things that you can do with it that you just can't learn everything. You know, you could be a web developer for 20 years, but you still don't know anything about cybersecurity or something like that. There's just so many intricacies to programming. You can't learn all of it. What you want to do is you want to have a focus. You want to focus on something. You want to focus on a specific path and get good at that, or get great at that, because you're not going to learn everything. Every day is going to be for learning. Things are always going to change, and programming is not stagnant, and it's always moving forward. So forever, you're going to be learning forever. And the final thing that I'm going to talk about is programming every day. So that's something that I had an issue with at the beginning, and that was finding the motivation to program every day. But working on the projects, I think I've said this multiple times in this video now, but it's so true. Working on the project that you like will give you the motivation to program every day. To program every day, you have to have something worth programming every day for, if that makes sense. So if you have this burning desire, is that even the right term? I don't know. If you have this desire to work on a game or create something, you'll find the motivation to do it. So it's all about the thing that you're working on that will help you to work on something every day, you know? So that's the most important thing. You'll find motivation in the things that you care about. That is the best method for me, in my opinion, to have the motivation to work on something, is to have the desire to work on it and to have the interest in the first place to work on that thing every single day. It's going to be difficult. You're going to have the days where you feel like you don't want to do it. Even if you work on your project for 10 minutes in a day, on the day that you don't want to do anything, you've done something. So, and do the things that, and work on the projects that you like to be able to get through those hard days. That was it, guys. It was just me pretty much just rambling throughout this whole video, and I hope someone somewhere can take something from this video and apply it to what they're doing. So yeah, guys, thanks for checking out my video. Remember to subscribe to this channel, because I'm gonna keep you guys updated on the things that I'm doing. And yeah, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it if you want, please, pretty please. And yeah, I'm out, guys. Catch you later.